recording. So, yeah, for everyone who doesn't know who I am LoneWolfC07, also known as Ben. I am a free-to-play Hayato main in Aquila, and this is my year-end account and equipment review. I think the previous account and equipment review I had was about a year ago, so I think it's an appropriate time for me to have this video. There's some good things, there's some not so good things, and we can talk about that as I go through my gear lah. So as you can see, just looking at my stat window, I am now a 50k stat Hayato August. So probably gained about like 10k stat ish from the last time that I actually made a video. Notable differences is that I have 9% cooldown. I'm still looking for my third line for my silly IA, which is I'm aiming for buff duration, specifically to make AB Link last longer and just some QOL stuff lah. So that's what my character is looking for. Yeah. Hi 2024, yes. Say hi to the YouTube chat. Yeah, the YouTube. Alright, so let's move on to what I have been doing and like this whole time during the whole year. So at the start of the year, I just started my liberation journey, and we were doing like the first few bosses, and I think I did post the more important ones like Hila and Lucid, which I feel like were the most important ones, and they were done before 6 drop came out. And at the end of the year, 6 drop and also a Hayato change actually came. So that's why like now my character is a lot stronger than what it used to be. I'm right now at, let me just click myself. Okay, I am now a floor 67 Hayato, and yeah, I'm 281. Currently, grinding at Arteria. Yeah, and I actually moved guilds to a Shabu. So yeah. Hi YouTube. I can see though, it's a bit hard to see in Shangri-La. But yes. A bit hard to see in general. Okay. So I haven't really been working on my Hexa Matrix, but my Hexa Matrix is, as you can see, is mainly focused on Raisan and Susan. My idea was that as much as possible, I'm trying to make it such that I don't cap my soul order. I know it's inevitable, but I decided that instead of aiming for the most fragment efficient increases in damage, I decided that I want to make use of as much resources as possible instead, so that I cap as little as possible. Because I don't know, I just think that 20 out of 20 gets on my nerves, and I don't really want to have that happen as far as I can avoid it, right? Yeah, and my Hexa stat is currently garbage. It's just going to be 0, 1, 2. I'm currently waiting on my Burning World to come back to my regular world. So what I did was that I actually bothered to do a character in Burning World, my Hyperburn in Burning World, and I'm going to get the fragments from the fragments dailies from Burning World, and I'll transfer it back. So by the time it comes back, I'm supposed to get about 1,100 fragments. So we will see that like I probably will have a lot more gains on the Hexa Matrix by then, and that will be at the end of January. So for now, just understand that like I'm casually working on my Hexa Matrix when I have time, and I will go more into that later about what's going on with me. So as you can see, my gear is, I think previously I did show that I have this MEP. I'll talk about the potentials later, but I did move on into having 4 set Dark Boss, and I'm still using my Decidius earrings even though I'm wearing Dark Boss. So let's just walk through some of the gear. I have 21 star DKR, 21% strength, and yeah, the other stats that you can see. Same signet, didn't touch this signet at all, I think, from the last time. And Eternal Flame Ring where I got a better airport. So you'll see that a lot of the gears improvements are in two manners. Either they went to Legend, they got better lines at Unique, and I also improved on the airport because that I think it was like 4-5 months ago they made the change where you can tail your airport from rare to epic using APCs, and I think it made quite a big difference for my account because obviously I do a lot of boss meals, so I have a lot of such APCs and I'm able to get them to epic and gain the extra stat lah from there. And the gears that I previously had at Epic Airport, I will eventually improve on them. I think that now the bare minimum is definitely going to be 10 and 4, 4% strength and 10 attack instead of things like this lah, 11 attack and 2% strength. So I'm still running an RR3. I did move over to a weapon jump 4, and I have a risk taker 4 as well. So I'm right now, unfortunately, I was trying to get an RR4 as well as a totaling 4 back when before Seed got removed, but I was unfortunately unable to find RR4, and yeah, I have an entire spreadsheet with like 400 runs and I didn't get it, so life goes on lah. Probably will hope that I get it from the new ring boxes, and if I get an RR4, I'm definitely going to equip it. If I get a Con 4, that's also a gain, but I think for the most part, I still want to run ROR4 and Weapon Jump 4 as a Hayato lah. So moving on to my wheel book, I have a 56 and 5 Wa wheel book. It's not the best, but I can't really complain. My Flame Luck is not the best. Same hat. Oh, actually not same hat, right? I think this hat used to be epic, but now it's 12 strength and 2-second hat. 2-second hat for Hayato makes a huge difference, at least for mobbing. It makes it such that our 8-second skill Falcon's Honor drops below 7 seconds, which is the amount of time that mobs take to respawn. So I was really happy to get this, and the legend pop came from the I have another account where I did the 6-star event and used the legend potential scroll on it. So that's where I got the legend pop from. Moving on to my Daybreak Pendant. This was originally unique, 12%, but then I actually managed to tear it up last week using the free Fairy Bro cubes. So lucky me. Yeah, it's also 21 star, and I got both the DKR and the Daybreak Pendant to 21 star in the recent Shining Starforce. The Dominator Pendant, I think it was the same. Hi YouTube, BG promised not to spend on 2024. Yes. And yeah, I have my fantasy belt. We'll leave the weapon for later, but yeah, for now, I have a fantasy belt. It's 132 strength. Unfortunately, 4 jump. Yeah, but I got this to legend using the Karma Potential Scroll, Karma Legend from the 6-star as well. So I equipped it here and I used it here lah. So it's just a 17-star belt, but the airport is nice, 4% and 10 attack. The LCM is 21%. This is my nicest flame on almost all my items. 79 and 5 for a 160 item is really good. I don't think I had this the last time, but this is what it's looking like right now lah. Then my MEP, I also tiered this up during DMT, but it was like a while back. I had like some free cubes. I think it was Savior. They had like 10 or 20 black cubes, and I managed to tier it, so I was really happy with that. And then I rolled with like red cubes and I eventually got 18%. Not too bad at flame. I got this recently using the Rainbow Flames from the Identities event. So 61, 6 and 6, I think it's pretty good. Same garbage Fafnir's. The intention is to change these Fafnir's out for Eternals in the near future, when I have the opportunity to do so lah. ACS Night Shoes. So my ACS are all 21 stars, mostly unique, and you know, this one 79, 5 and 5 is not the best flame, but is, you know, what I have. My glove is nicer, it's 96 and 5. I did get this to crit damage and 12 strength, but I gambled because I was trying to E-cube this for double line crit damage and it didn't come. So in the future, the goal is to E-cube this and try to get this to double line crit damage. And I'll talk more about my goals after I'm done talking through my gear lah. So I have a 18% ACS shoulder. Not much to talk about, just same Epic Airport 21 Wa. And then my exact same DCS earrings. Actually, I realized how garbage the scrolling is, but we're just gonna ignore that. And then my ACS cape, which is finally 21 stars. I got this in the most recent SSF. And yeah, it's just the same gear that I had previously, but I'll start a bit higher lah. And then my Fairy Heart, I think this was the same other than the airport previously. So yeah, emblem and secondary, no changes. no changes is a very painful thing to say, because I did spend about 800k Maple points trying to tier my secondary to legend the previous DNT in November, and it didn't fucking happen, so I was a bit annoyed. But I will be using the choice apple cubes and whatnot from my Burning World, the Advanced Expedition, the other account that I have, which also has cubes to use from the boss shop as well as the Advanced airport tiering is a lie. Yeah, man. Holy shit. Yeah, so, and finally, I have actually liberated a Kinesis katana, and I'm really grateful to all the people who helped me with this. I mean, honestly, without like my Black Mage party, without like my duo partner and whatnot, I think that like I wouldn't have gotten so far lah. So in the end, still have to thank all the people that like helped me in this journey, and I really appreciate all the people that watch my streams and watch my YouTube videos and are waiting for me to post something, you know. So that's why I'm trying to have something posted on January 1st. It's all you, man, it's all you. It's not me, it's all you. Yeah, so maybe time to talk about my Genesis weapon. So my Genesis weapon was actually really lucky. I managed to tier to Legend main port, Legend airport with the free cubes. I even saw 30% magic attack on my airport, but unfortunately I didn't manage to see any 21% attack, so I'm still looking for that. And my main port, I just use the regular cubes to get to 2 lines. So yeah, right now that's what my account is looking like. The flame is really nice. It's actually tier 6 Wa, tier 4 boss and tier 6 damage, which is the equivalent to having tier 6 Wa and tier 7 boss, which is really nice. I am still looking to get to tier 7 boss with tier 5 tier 7 Wa with tier 5 boss minimum. I think that like if I'm gonna use weapon jump, it's gonna matter quite a lot. When I get because a while back Zan I bought from someone, I didn't get it myself. Yeah, and as you can see, I am using the Mugong Soul. I don't think that is the most optimal soul to use for Hayato, especially if you don't have level 2, which I am yet to unlock. I am still collecting the souls. So I am yet to unlock level 2 Mugong, which makes it such that you have a skill that you can use that gives you 30% attack for 20 seconds at level 2. So right now I'm only using level 1, which isn't great. I think that it's definitely better to have 3% attack, but I think that I just wanna be a bit different, and so I chose to use the Mugong Soul even at level 1. Yeah. Outside of that, yeah, my Hayato, that's pretty much it for my Hayato. I did have some gains, like miscellaneous gains, like I have some drop rate gear. This is right now is loaned from someone, this is also loaned from someone else, so I'm running, at least these 2 pendants are mine, and I tiered them up during the previous DMT. I still have the same hybrid earrings that I used to have, and my rings are all still meso. We will look to improve on the drop rate, getting into hybrid with the next E-cubes lah. So yeah, that's about it. Unfortunately, it's year end and Hexa Cubes didn't come, so I won't be working on my weapon up until either Hexa Cubes or E Cubes come. Uni Cubes are... I am thinking about the Uni Cube upgrade for my hat, because my hat is double prime and it is very nice. 2 seconds is more than enough for now. Only when I move to Eternals, then I'll think about getting like 4 to 5 seconds for my cooldown hat. So, what is the plan for my Hayato? My Hayato is looking to solo Black Mage. So I actually have I actually hit about 12k sewers every week, and right now during the event, using the event buffs as well as the whatnot, I actually have the damage to be able to solo Black Mage, but I am still practicing, and it will likely be a practice mode clear. Did I dox myself? Not yet. Maybe later after this, I'll share something about myself. But YouTube video, so we're gonna talk about Maple story first. So the goal for myself is to solo Black Mage, and the objective is to solo Black Mage by the next mastery, which is probably gonna be in June. They already released the second masteries for all other classes. Of course, I play Sengoku, so we won't really know whether we will get our second mastery or what mastery we'll get exactly. But I will aim to clear Black Mage prior to that. And so the upgrades that I'm planning for are to 22 star my ACS, as well as my Dawn Boss items. And then I will try to get my Genesis Katana completed, as well as try to tier my secondaries Airport to Legend and get it to 21%. So the final outcome is Airport as well as Genesis Weapon completed. All my items are 22 other than my Dark Boss, and I want to aim for double line crit gloves. That's like the 3 main upgrades that I'm looking for, and of course finish up my IA, which I mentioned just now. So I think that that's about it for my Hayato. For those people who are curious, I do have other characters, and I think I will talk about my Mercedes first. So yeah, I have a 261 Mercedes. Let me just go over to that. Anyway, so this is my Mercedes. So there have been quite a lot of gains through the past few months, mostly because of 6-star and the ACS Legend that came out in Gachapon. My Mercedes is now able to solo hard Lotus, hard Damien. Let's just say it's not worth my time. So I'm currently doing party bossing with my Mercedes, and my Mercedes will be my second character that I'm gonna aim to liberate. And so that's why I'm here, and we're gonna look at the character for a bit. So nothing much. I think that the main bulk of it is just like your standard 9 to 12% gear. You have like 9% Silver Blossom, you have a 15% event ring. This is garbage, I didn't bother to do it properly. Fake Dummy, 12% Dex Belt, 12%. So all the stuff are all 16 stars now. I didn't really do much to the... I didn't really do much to the character other than the weapon, secondary, and emblem. So the weapon, secondary, emblem are, I think, the biggest changes. Let's start with the secondary because this is the one that I got first. And what happened was that I found a really cheap Pino Black Magic arrow that was unique. I bought it, and then I was like, oh, I still have my leftover cubes, and it actually teared off the empty and rolled into 3 lines. It might not be ideal for Mercedes right now, considering that Mercedes actually has a bit more IED than I really need, because I do have like IED debuffs, but it's a 3-liner. I'm not gonna complain. I'm gonna use it until I can use. There's a better use of my resources if I reroll it lah. It will only be rerolled if it's a better use of resources to reroll it lah. Right now, it's definitely not the case, and you'll see why when you see the other items lah. So for the emblem, I got really lucky. I think that I got the legend emblem from the 6-star chapter 6 box. It took a while, but thankfully it turned out to be 21 weapon attack. I think that this is enough. I probably won't touch it. At most, I don't really think I'll unicube it either. I think it's not worth it. Unless Hexa comes back, I might think about it. If I already 3-line my secondary and my weapon, like a more optimal 3-liner. But this is probably gonna stay like this for a long time. And lastly, my weapon. So my weapon is a purchase from the auction house. There are legend weapons. There was legend weapons in Golden Apple, and I bought a legend weapon. And then subsequently, I rolled it with a black cube, choice cubes. I think was it choice cubes? I don't remember if it was choice cubes or it was regular cubes, but I ended up with this 12% damage, 9% damage, and 30 boss. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna keep it. It's a 2-liner. It's basically a 2-liner, and I think it's enough for me, at least for the objectives that I wanna do with this character. So, a bit about where this character is gonna go and how I'm gonna achieve it. I think that I'm gonna do it a little bit different from my Hayato. My Hayato, most of the stuff, in fact, 90% of the things are done by myself. I make myself, I cube myself, I star myself. I think for my Mercedes, what I'm gonna do is I'm likely gonna buy most of the gear that I wanna use. I think that it will be a different experience. It's gonna be a conversation that I'll have in the future, and I'm gonna talk about that later at the end of this. But I wanna use it as a reference point, as a guide for people who want to purchase gear, completed gear, and how I would suggest people go about it, and how I would suggest or consider whether it is worth it to purchase such items, to purchase the items over making it yourself. And that we can have a conversation about that maybe later. But for now, that's about it. I think these are the main few characters that I have done. The other character that I have, and the last character that I can talk about, is the character I have in Burning World. I do have a 260 Kinesis, and we'll go over and look at that right now. Last but definitely not least, it's my Kinesis. So I actually chose to play and hyperburn a Kinesis in Burning World. Burning World was a surprise to me. I think that it's something that I wish I had a bit more clairvoyance about. If I had the idea of it, it would probably have made for a better video series, but at the time I was really busy with my own IRL stuff, so unfortunately I didn't really record much of what I did with my Kinesis. But I hope that Burning World does come back. I think that it's quite a positive experience. I think that with Hyperburn, it is really good. Does Burning World have a separate identity reward, or it's once per account? It's once per account, so it's shared across the two. Unfortunately lah. They made it that way so that you don't have to do another world. Yeah, but anyway, the Burning World experience has been great. I think that there are a lot of people that are quite committed in the Burning World space. Shout out to Bobo Chacha, which is the guild that I'm in Burning World. And yeah, you can see that there are like people who are 275, 270, 269. Holy shit, people are crazy, man. So yeah, it's been a good experience. I think that Burning World, as much as you have limited gear, because we are still given Hyperburn and Hyperburn resources, I think it's sufficient for us to actually be able to do bossing over here. So I actually do up until end slime with my favorite person, Wacky Beans. And so we do bossing together, and then we can also get the boss coins here and transfer back the choice APC. So as I talked about previously, I have the fragments, and I have, like, as you can see, 520 fragments right now. So I'm still in the process of getting more fragments. But 520 fragments already sounds like a crazy amount, and I'm super happy that like I managed to get this done in the time that I had, because I was a bit busy with my IRL stuff. So I'm not gonna upgrade anything. I'm literally just gonna leave it like that. It's gonna be 20 out of 20, and it's not my main, so I don't really care. I'm just gonna leave it like that. But the gear wise and the stat wise, it just looks like this. I do have a 3-line IA, which I'm really happy about. Passive +1 helps because they do get FD from some of their passives, and I did get cooldown reduction, which helps with the psychic charge and some of the other passives lah. Honestly, the gear is super garbage. It just shows me that, like, if you are just playing the game right now, it is relatively easy to move through the game, at least until, I would have to say, up until hard Lotus and hard Damien right now, because even with my present gear, just with Origin and level 1 Mastery, this character is strong enough to do up until easy Lucid probably, if I really try very hard. But unfortunately, I don't really care, so I'm just gonna let it rot and just do duo and slime lah. So 12% in on both the rings, I think. Yeah, and 9% in. It's actually a lot of, like, let's just say, stuff that you wouldn't keep in the main world, but because it's Burning World, I'm quite indifferent about the stat lah. So I basically just kept 6% in, and then I'm still using the fake Fafnir's, and I even bothered to flame the fake Fafnir's because they're gonna last long enough. Where by the time I get back to regular world, I have prepared ACS gear, ACS weapon as legend as well for my Kinesis, and hopefully with all that and maxing symbols, my Kinesis will also be able to do hard Lomian just like my Mercedes right now. So yeah, there's a lot of, like, garbage lah. You look at it, you'll be like, what is this, and why have I not touched it? Unfortunately, Meso is really expensive in Burning World, and I'm better off using that Meso for other things, i.e. selling it in the Meso market, or maybe even for symbols as opposed to doing Starforce lah. So you'll see that, like, a lot of the stuff is just, like, good enough for me to get by, but, like, kind of garbage. Even for mules, and that is a bit garbage. So, I didn't even bother to get a Absol glove because I've just been maintaining like top 3 in Burning World, which is not very hard, especially because I'm a Kinesis. But I'm lucky that I did get a Tyrant Cape because that saves me on getting a Absol Cape lah, which I was really happy about. And yeah, I got the Absol shoulder, very nicely flamed DCS earrings, which I got really lucky with. A black chest piece, which is 30% ID and 6% magic attack. The ID is actually a lot more valuable in Burning World because, as you can see, even with all the Burning World stuff, it's still 87%. And obviously, when I go back to main world, it'll probably be a lot more. But for the time being, I'm just happy that both my emblem as well as my secondary are both unique and 2 lines. I think that that's more than sufficient enough. More than sufficient for someone who wants to aim to do hard Nobian, especially when you have your mastery and your origin and whatnot. So symbols is still a bit garbage. I have a lot of symbols in the used inventory, but it's really expensive to upgrade in my eyes. Like in my brain, I'm better off just selling the meso and then using, like when I go back to main world, then I deal with all this like leveling and stuff. So for now, I'm just gonna leave it like that. And then my authentic also is level 3. Holy shit! I realize this can be like level 5 or some shit right now. But we're not gonna touch that because this is 2.8k. This is 2.3k maple points. So not gonna do that. Yeah. And so, yeah, I think that's about it. I think that this year has been pretty fruitful. I think that I really enjoyed the whole process of being a free-to-play in MapleSea. As much as like, I think MapleSea catches a lot of flack from for being a quote-unquote less like free-to-play friendly server. I think that I hope that the new players who come in can see some of my progress, can see some of the guides that I hope that I put up and I work on this year that would help them progress and maybe make the same progress as me or even faster. Of course, there's no guarantee on progress in Maple. I think in the end we just cross our fingers and hope that things go well, whether or not you are free to play or you are pay to win. So with that being said, after I complete my free-to-play goal, which is to solo Black Mage, I will likely be spending on the game. I'm currently busy in real life. I was doing my bar exam this year and I am currently training as a lawyer somewhere. Not gonna talk about it, but I am likely gonna spend some money on this game, and I think that there's like I've gotten to the point where I really enjoy the game, and so like I have moved past the point of like free to play. Free to play is still very fun. I think that in the end I really enjoy the process of getting the resources and planning upgrades and getting to an objective in this manner is really fun lah, because I can remember all the things, like when I tiered it up, what I did exactly, and but now I think that as time goes by, I have less time to play the game as a free-to-play. I think that I still want to enjoy the game and I still want to spend time on the game. I just won't be able to spend time in the same manner as I did previously. And so after I finish my Black Mage solo, and even if I solo Black Mage, I will likely be finishing my free-to-play journey in 6 months lah, when the next mastery comes out. So yeah, that's it. Say goodbye to YouTube, chat. That's about it. I hope that you all enjoyed the video. I will be coming up with more guides and stuff. It won't be anything very flashy. It will literally just be like PowerPoint slides or whatever, and I'll be talking over it, and I'll have some conversations and some ideas, maybe from chat or my friends and whatnot, about what I believe to be important in progressing, and I'll be covering some of the systems with regards to those lah. So yeah. Anyway, okay.